Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Today we're going to be getting into my February, I almost said a wrap up. Girl, the month hasn't even started. My February TBR. These are all the books that I'm gonna want to read in the month of February. We have everything here from thriller to horror to romance to fantasy, all of it. So let's get into it. But before we do, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Book of the Month. I love Book of the Month. When I see this little blue box on my step, I know it's gonna be a good day. If you don't know about Book of the Month, they are a monthly book subscription service where you can get a brand new hardcover book or a brand new audiobook for an extremely affordable price. These are new releases, pretty much only. They do offer like their backlist of past picks, but you get new releases and sometimes early releases. I will show you a couple of the options that they had for picks this month. They have about 5 to 7 picks each month, and they have a ton of different genres, a very wide variety for every single reader. You can really customize the pick to you. This month I got Good Material by Dolly Alderton. I know Dolly Alderton's book Everything I Know About Love was like really popular last year, so I have that one and now I have her new one, and I really want to do a taste test vlog, so that might be coming in the next couple months. And then of course y'all know I had to get the thriller pick for February, which is The Resort by Sarah Ox, and this sounds like the beachy drama-filled rich people domestic thriller of my dreams. Of course, they always come with their adorable little Book of the Month bookmarks. But like I mentioned, you definitely don't have to get a hardcover if hardcovers aren't your thing or you're running out of space on your shelves. I have been loving getting my audiobooks through Book of the Month. It's so affordable compared to really any other place that you're gonna get a new release audiobook. And I love that Book of the Month promotes emerging authors, so you can always be discovering someone new. It's not the same stuff over and over and over. So if that sounds good to you and you want to give Book of the Month a try, you can actually get your first Book of the Month for $9.99 with my code SMOOCH. Thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video, and now let's go ahead and get into the February TBR. The first thing we have to talk about in regards to February books is, of course, my book club pick. This month, my Pretty Girl Book Club voted on Foe by Ian Reid to be our book club pick, which I'm very happy about. Our Ian Reid pick last year, which was We Spread, was so widely loved by everyone in the book club. It made it onto my best books of the year. So I'm hoping I have a similar experience with Foe. Honestly, I don't know too much about it other than it's like Ian Reid's signature trippy horror. This is the author who wrote I'm Thinking of Ending Things, which is one of my favorite books of all time. And I've heard that there's something about bugs or like beetles in here, so I'm already freaked out. In Ian Reid's haunting puzzle of a novel set in the near future, two people live a comfortable, isolated life on their farm, but one day a stranger from the city arrives with alarming news. The husband has been randomly selected to travel far away. The most unusual part, arrangements have already been made, and when he leaves, his wife won't have a chance to miss him because she won't be left alone. She will have company, familiar company. I'm confused. Like, I don't even know what that is supposed to mean, but I'm very intrigued. It says it talks about domestic relationships, self-determination, and what it means to be or not to be a person. Oh, being perceived and having relationships, some of my favorite things to read about. So if you don't know, I do host my Pretty Girl Book Club over on Patreon. If you're wanting to read along with us this month, you can join right down below. I always have that link down there. I would love to have you. I also have a ton, like when I say a ton, I mean a ton of reading vlogs that I want to film in February. The shortest month, and I want to film like 4 different vlogs. Why am I gonna do that to myself? I don't know. Will all of these come to fruition? Probably not, but these are the things on my radar. I mentioned in the sponsored segment, I want to read the new Dolly Alderton book, Good Material. And I believe this is a fiction book, whereas her really popular one from last year was a nonfiction. It says, Andy loves Jen. Jen loved Andy, and he cannot work out why she stopped. Now he is without a home, waiting for his stand-up career to take off, and wondering why everyone else seems to have grown up while he wasn't looking. Set adrift in a sea of heartbreak, he clings to the idea of solving the puzzle of his ruined relationship. Maybe if he can find the answer to that, he can find his way back to her. But he still has a lot to learn, not least of all his ex-girlfriend's side of the story. Sharply funny and exquisitely relatable, this account of a romantic disaster and friendship offers up a love story with 2 endings. That sounds so good, and I did want to get into some romance for Valentine's Day, so this might be my Valentine's read. And then of course I have her memoir, which is everything I know about love, and I've just heard so much about this. I've read one too many quotes where I have to pull the trigger. I have to do it. So I would love to do a Dolly Alderton taste test. I think it'd be really fun to do one of her fiction and one of her nonfiction and see how I like it. Probably the vlog that everyone is most excited for is Crescent City. Okay, so Throne of Glass. I just read it this past month. It was a great time. I'm in my fantasy era. I'm loving it. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm not gonna leave horror and thrillers behind. You're gonna see the rest of this TBR. This is the only fantasy on here, so don't worry. I'm not gonna switch it up on you. But I am gonna branch out. And now that I've seen like where the wires could possibly cross between Throne of Glass and ACOTAR, I need to read Crescent City. Like I just need to finish out this universe, you know what I mean? Also, I feel left out. Like I have FOMO, like I want to be a part of the girly pops that are reading Sarah J Maas. Now here's the thing, I don't love Sarah J Maas. I think she is ignorant and dumb and needs to speak on her actions, but I do want to be a part of the girly bookish discussions, so let me be a girl. I'm gonna read Crescent City. This is following Bryce and Hunter. Bryce is a party girl and Hunter is her bodyguard, but something happens when murders start happening around Crescent City and they get involved, and it's this whole political scandal. They're rocking the underground pieces of their city, and this is a 5-star prediction for me. And then I'm gonna read the second one, obviously, House of Sky and Breath, and I've heard not great things about this one, and the fact that it's this chunky, like I am scared. But then, like the piece de resistance, like what y'all have been waiting for. I have it. House of Flame and Shadow. Wow. Yeah, I pre-ordered her, so she came right on release day. Even though I haven't read the first 2, you know what? I just had to pre-order it. I didn't want to miss out. I wanted to be with the rest of the girls who were receiving it in the mail. Listen, if you were ever left out of anything as a child in elementary school, you can probably understand my obsession with not wanting to be left out of the SJM release craze. So I have this here, the 3rd book that everyone's flipping out over, and I'm gonna read the whole trilogy that's out so far in my vlog. Also, February is Black History Month, so I want to do another Black author reading vlog. I specifically want to zero in on thrillers, and I'm gonna throw a horror pick in there too. So we have Perfect Little Lives by Amber and Danielle Brown. This one sounds so good. It's like a standard domestic suspense, but a little bit of a twist on there because 2 normal suburban people find out that their past lives were intertwined and they share some trauma that's now coming up today to ruin their perfect little lives. I absolutely loved Someone Had to Do It by these 2 authors, so I know I'm gonna love this one as well, or at least I hope I do. I also have a thriller that I was wanting to read this past October, but I just never got around to. This fun little YA horror thriller, like little slasher girl. It's called You Are Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kaylin Bayron, and this is about a horror experience. It's like a camp that's kind of trying to riff on Friday the 13th, I think, and all these scare actors either are doing the picking off or start getting picked off one by one, and it has queer rep, and it just sounds short and sweet and fun. And then the last book I'm going to put in that vlog is Jackal. This is by Erin E. Adams, and I've heard really great things about it. I've had a few people read this book on my reading sprints, and everyone just has really great things to say about it. It says a young black girl goes missing in the woods outside of her white Rust Belt town. She's not the first, and she may not be the last. So this woman who is from this town, she is black in a predominantly white town, but she wasn't expecting on the night that she came to visit for a friend's wedding that the newlywed's daughter would disappear. And this is not the first time this has happened. As the frantic search begins, our main character is the only one who notices a pattern. Children have been going missing in these woods for years. All of them are little black girls. With the evil creeping closer, she knows what she has to do: find this little girl or be consumed by the darkness. Ooh, doesn't this just sound like the perfect balance of horror and thriller? Like, we have a true thriller, we have a little slasher horror, and then we have a mix of the two. I'm so excited for that vlog. Also, you should be really trying to diversify your reading every single month because it's just a fun and interesting and good thing to do. But especially in February, try to pick up something by a black author. Why not? You know, literally, why not? I have another taste test option for this month. Another one of my favorite books of 2023 was Milk Fed by Melissa Broder. So I want to read a couple more from her, hopefully in a taste test vlog. I have The Pisces, which is about Lucy. She is recovering from a bad breakup and she becomes entranced by an eerily attractive swimmer while sitting on the beach. But when she learns the truth about his identity, their relationship, and Lucy's understanding of what love looks like takes an unexpected turn. I'm so excited for this one. And then I also have Death Valley, which is apparently the most profound book yet from her. It's about a woman who arrives at a Best Western seeking respite from an emptiness that plagues her, both for her father, who's in the ICU, and her husband, whose illness is worsening. Oh God, so everyone around her is really sick. But what this motel provides is not peace, but a path, thanks to a receptionist who recommends a nearby hike. Out on the sun-scorched trail, our narrator encounters a towering cactus whose size and shape mean it should not exist in California. But it's there, and it beckons her like a familiar door. So she enters it. And what awaits her within this mystical succulent sets her on a journey at once desolate and rich, hilarious and poignant. A woman's literally going to travel through a cactus to learn about herself and about death and about relationships. Yeah. Why wouldn't I read it? And of course, you know I gotta include a thriller vlog. These are some of the most recommended ones that I mentioned in my haul that I posted, which, by the way, I got another haul coming at you. Just wait before you want to say, oh my God, the consumerism of it all. Literally, I cannot help it if books are sent to me. All these books that are going to be in this upcoming haul were free. I know, I feel very blessed. So we are going to have a massive haul coming very soon. Subscribe for that. I'm very excited to share all those books with y'all. Just wait. So y'all gotta comment on that haul and let me know what books you want me to prioritize out of there, because these were from my last haul. You see, I listen. I read the comments. I live to serve, really. So Murder in the Family by Kara Hunter was highly recommended in the comments of that haul. It is about this family, kind of like a Knives Out situation, where somebody died and we're trying to figure out who killed them. And it's really all media inserts in here, which I think is really cool. People say that it reads like really quickly and it's a fun little mystery to try to figure out as the reader, but people say it's like ridiculous and really hard to figure out, so like nobody will guess it. I am determined. I'm gonna do it, so you'll get to see in that vlog. I also have The Engagement Party by Darby Kane. This is about an engagement party on an isolated, dreary island, and people are picked off one by one. We have to figure out who was doing it through the lens of this one girl who seems to be the only one who's not caught up in the drama. I have Neighborhood Watch by Sarah Rita, which I believe this one comes out this month. And this is about a killer who's terrorizing the morally bankrupt residents of an upscale neighborhood. Like, the rich people are getting their secrets exposed on this app. It's kind of giving Yik Yak. I don't know if y'all are familiar, but Yik Yak was a thing when I was in high school and college, and there's basically this rich person version of Yik Yak for their neighborhood, and someone starts exposing who said each Yik Yak about the other person. It's not called Yik Yak. Let me see what it is. It's called... Oh my god. No, I'm talking about the wrong book. Hold on. Let me, please pause. I'm talking about No One Needs to Know by Lindsay Cameron. That is the synopsis to this book. It's about urban myth. Okay, that's like the Yik Yak app, and murders start to happen because of it. I'm so freaking excited for this one. Neighborhood Watch is also some rich people taking each other out. Why am I holding this upside down? Am I okay? Neighborhood Watch is also about some rich people taking each other out, but not over an app. A string of murders just rips through this neighborhood, and suspicions about new secrets come to light. As more and more bodies pile up, it becomes clear the killer is strategically selecting each and every victim, picking off the shallowest and most wasteful of the lot. While most of the neighbors scatter like well-dressed cockroaches, a small group of neighborhood ladies team up to solve their local mystery, even if the killer is among them. Ooh, I'm just into the rich people drama recently. I don't know what it is. I feel like I went through a phase where I wasn't really loving rich people drama, but now I am craving it. Like, I need it now. I think it's because like the fantasy books I've been reading are giving very like Ren Fair, play hips don't lie on the fucking, like, what is that thing called? Not a harp. Pan? I don't fucking know. Y'all know that TikTok sound I'm talking about. Yeah, it's very much giving that, and I need some like rich people drama reality TV to like ground me once again. Isn't that a crazy sentence to say? And the other option that I have for that vlog is Secluded Cabin Sleep 6 by Lisa Unger. This is just a snowy, isolated, standard mystery thriller about a locked door Airbnb situation, people getting picked off one by one. I've heard that it's slow and kind of boring, but I got it last year, so I do want to read it, especially while it's still cold. So those are all of the possible books for vlogs. Let me know if y'all have a preference for what I should prioritize. If I'm only gonna film a couple of vlogs, what would y'all want to see? And the rest of the books in this video are all just gonna be like random things that I'm very excited for that I pulled from my shelves that have been calling to me. First up, we have Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. I just wanna read this book so bad. It's a short little queer horror story about a girl who has never fallen in love with a girl before, but she's having feelings for a girl. And apparently things get horrifying, things get obsessive, things get stalkery. Yeah. Give it to me. I'm gonna eat it up. I also have been flipping through this little poetry book called Queer Poets of Color, and I've just been reading a couple like every other day because I was just interested in it, and I read a couple that were so good, so good, and I just want to read the whole thing. So maybe, I don't know, I'll read this throughout the month, or just take a night and read some poetry by queer authors of color. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I also have Cult Classic by Sloane Crosley. I think this book sounds so good, and I've never heard anyone talk about it before. It's kind of giving me like a Rebecca Searle book. You know how like One Italian Summer or The Dinner List or In 5 Years, like all the Rebecca Searle books, like they have some kind of like little magical realism element that just makes the story a little bit more exciting than your usual contemporary and creates some kind of like internal thought for our main character. This is kind of giving that, because we are following a woman who is walking home from dinner and she just keeps running into every single one of her exes on the street. So this like weird, is it kismet, is it something weirder thing is happening, and she's learning about herself through the lens of these failed relationships. I think it's gonna be so good, and I think it's gonna get weird and go off the rails, which I'm very much in support of. And then the last book that I want to get to, I was debating, do I want to vlog this? Do I want it to be just for me? Would anyone actually be interested in this? I don't know how much of my audience reads dark romance. Let me know if y'all are dark romance girlies, if you would want to see me have dark romance vlogs on this channel. I'm trying to fill the void that extreme horror has left, because I love really horrifying and deeply depraved content when it's done right, but unfortunately sorting through the bullshit in the extreme horror genre has become a little exhausting for me. So I'm not just gonna risk it and pick up any old extreme horror book anymore. So I've been kind of trying to replace that with dark romance, or at least I did in January, and I want to do more of that because I don't know, there's just something about it being written by a woman I really think is the difference, because it's still just as dark and horrifying, but it's like it's written by a woman, you know what I mean? I don't know. I got this series. It's called the Whitsex series. I don't know if y'all have heard of it. The first book is called Find Me, but I have the entire series and I could vlog it. And I also have these signed special editions of it, and I got these for free. Again, if you want to hear about how I did that, watch my next haul, because this shit is literally crazy to me. I don't really know what this is about. The only thing that influenced me to have this in my possession was it's like Aspen's favorite series, or maybe not her favorite series of all time, but like she loved these books. This was in her best books of the year, so I got it. It says, 1 year ago, my family is gone. My parents, my twin sister, all of them murdered by the man who has stalked me for years. He nearly killed me too. But I got away, and he's still out there searching for me. He will not find me, at least I hope not. Thanks to Whitsex, I've been given a new life with a new identity. Okay? The present, my uncle, my only living relative, has helped me glue myself back together and given me the tools I'll need to survive. I'm not fixed and my grief is heavy. Fix? Girlie, you don't have to fix yourself. And I'm at a point where I can put one foot in front of the other and try to move on. I know my future will be hard, but I must stay strong and focus on the good. I'm getting a second chance at life. I am safe. My new home is beautiful, and the 4 brothers who live next door are even more so. Oh, little do I know that Colt, Creed, Keelan, and Knox. Okay, Colleen Hoover with the names, I can't. Colt, Creed, Keelan, and Knox will soon become my everything. It's as if my lonely heart screamed out for someone good to find me, and 4 answered back. Whoa, reverse harem. Whoa, I didn't know this was gonna be reverse harem. So I'm definitely gonna read this. Let me know if y'all would want to see it in a vlog. So with that, those are all of the books that I want to read in February. Let me know if you've read any of these and you want me to prioritize them, or if you want to read any of these this month along with me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel to see all these wonderful vlogs if you haven't already. Don't forget to go down below and check out Book of the Month. You can get your first book for $9.99 with code SMOOCH. And don't forget to go to therapy and read a book this week. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!